What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. Looks like there we go. Everybody's having a great day. It is 5 hours until kickoff for the Cowboys versus the Jaguars in their first preseason game, the first time they've actually had live football since the San Francisco 49ers game. Now, we know our starters aren't going to be playing and everything, this, that, and the other, although Trevor Lawrence and the starters are supposed to be playing for them. So we'll see how our defensive backups play against those guys. So that'll be a good measuring stick. I want to say that the Green Bay Packers lost tight end yesterday, torn Achilles tendon, and that's what you don't want to have in these preseason games. The new philosophy is get these guys, maybe they're not completely ready to start the season, but get them to the season healthy and then worry about them being able to play. You don't want to lose a guy in a meaningless game. So we know that the Dallas Cowboys are always got the targets on their back. We know that. But I have not seen two things like this ever before. A, that Jalen Hurts has been pumped up to holy heaven. You know, I'm just sitting here watching ESPN and they're talking about, is Jalen Hurts, did I say Jalen Smith? Because Jalen Smith signed with New Orleans. I may have said that. But Jalen Hurts, is he the MVP of the league? It's like, y'all do know there is a Pat Mahomes, right? Pat Mahomes, who's won 2 Super Bowls and been in 3. Is it 3? Yeah, I think 3. Been in like AFC championships like every year. So you're just going to discount that guy and say Jalen Hurts, who has had 1 good season? Okay. That's one side of the equation. The other side is the amount of crap that we're getting about Dak Prescott. We did a whole show last night for the Dak haters and stuff, and find a solution and everything else. I think they just like to bitch. That's the bottom line. They ain't got no solutions. They just want to bitch, or maybe they just want to bitch enough and get seen, and that's what they get. But whatever it is. But it's the same thing, I think, with the ESPNs and things. So here's where it gets to be crazy because, we're told that basically Dak Prescott is, the worst quarterback in football. So as they're talking about the MVP odds and stuff, and now, Jalen Hurts is that dude, and he may be. But I really believe that this year is going to be a little tougher than it was last year. I think defenses are going to game plan because he is so effective running. They're going to look and say, we're going to need to stop the run. We're going to stop him from being able to run and try and make him one-dimensional. And that's a big part of his game, as, Eagle fans point out. Don't forget the, 14-12 touchdown run. I don't even know how many this was, because that's how many touchdowns he had. But be that as it may. So while they're putting him up there, here's where it was crazy, because they had Dak Prescott MVP odds the same as Justin Fields. And I'm not saying Justin Fields isn't, a good quarterback. But hold up for a second here. Justin Fields has an 82 quarterback rating, has 24 TDs to his career. I think he had 11 interceptions last year. And he played on the worst team in football. Let me say that again, because MVP isn't just about how the quarterback plays. You don't see MVP coming from teams that are, in the basement, that aren't playoff teams. You got to at least be a good team. To really even be considered for it. So you're literally saying that Dak Prescott and Justin Fields' odds of winning the MVP are the same. That's a new low. Come on, guys. Look. I have never in my life, ever seen somebody so vilified so much. There are guys that are a hell of a lot worse than Dak Prescott, that are bigger disappointments than Dak Prescott, that nobody talks about. Russell Wilson, after last season, starting out not looking great. Deshaun Watson, here's the one that kills me with Deshaun Watson, because this is so funny, because they're going to say, oh, well, last year was a disappointment, and it was because he missed 11 games, because of off-the-field issues and yada, yada, yada. But the last time he played, he was an MVP type candidate. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. The last season he played, don't get me wrong, he had incredible numbers. Incredible numbers on a 4-12 team. Let me say that again. On a 4-12 team. So by definition, where people say, well, Dak Prescott, he had those numbers in garbage time when the games are already over. Are you telling me that 4-12 season, that none of those yards were garbage yards? Seriously? Seriously. I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend, because see, this is where you get things shaded differently for Dak versus everybody else. Dak Prescott, having a winning season. Oh, well, a lot of those yards were garbage time. You do know he was playing with the Texans, right? You do know that, right? That was against the Jags, the Colts, and Tennessee. That division only puts one team in the playoffs a year. One. So, how was none of that garbage time? Not that I'm saying that, yards are yards, but we made a point of saying Dak Prescott, his yards don't count because they're garbage time. Then why are we counting Deshaun Watson's on a 4-12 team? New low. I sure hope that my Cowboys take all of this bull jiggity and they turn it into the revenge tour. I really do. Well, I can't wait to see my Cowboys in action. Gotta go pick up these rails. I've been to the dump. No, not FedEx Field, the actual dump. That one's much cleaner than FedEx Field. Pick up these railings for the deck and some insulation for the house. Get my setup so I can be watching the game. And can't wait. Hope to see you there. Peace.